Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Joel, and this is Fiverr Talks. It's Monday, so it's time for a little bit of motivation. Today, I'm going to motivate you by telling you about some Fiverr oddities. These are weird little quirks, things that are kind of off kilter about the platform that may be discouraging, but once I explain them, could be encouraging and really help motivate you to get things to the next level. So make sure you buckle up and watch this entire video for every single tip. That's right, today is my first installment of Fiverr Oddities. These are things that I've found all over the platform, weird little quirks. Some might even say weird little bugs, problems, things that are happening that shouldn't be happening, but still they persist on a large platform like Fiverr. There's always going to be some issues and some problems, and these are some things that are just a little weird that if you're not aware of, might be discouraging for you, might even cause you to do strange things. And I found out that a lot of you are doing some of these strange things through the comments section, and I thought, it's time to help everybody understand what these oddities are and what the truth is about them, so that you can just rest easy knowing that certain things don't affect you in maybe the way it seems most intuitive. So the first one I want to mention is that dreaded Fiverr clock. Every single Fiverr seller knows about that clock that counts away as soon as they have someone place an order, and it's counting down to your death, your doom. No, it's not counting down to your doom. It's counting down to the end of the promised turnaround time. And when you deliver, that clock is irrelevant. However, when someone requests a revision, that clock reappears. And guess what? It restarts, which is crazy because I have verified this with Fiverr many times. That clock is meaningless once you deliver. After you deliver something on time, you cannot be counted late, even if that clock winds down to 0 and displays the big red letters of late right at the top of the page. It's scary. So don't be afraid of that clock. Once someone clicks a revision, it can sit there as long as it wants to, forever, in fact. And even though I wouldn't recommend leaving something in revision forever, that clock is no longer relevant after you deliver on time. You cannot be marked late after you've clicked delivery within the promised timeline. So that's odd, and you should know. Hopefully that helps a lot of you out there. You also should know that the Resolution Center that's meant to help us as sellers has some strange wording contained within it. And I've been on Fiverr about this for years to change it, and they've started to, but they didn't finish the job. If you've ever submitted a request to a buyer to maybe extend a timeline, to make a modification to an order, something that is simple and easy and not threatening, you'll probably notice, or were jarred by noticing, or had a customer that was jarred by noticing, that it comes up as a dispute. It's very, very strange. If you request an extension on a timeline, even if your buyer asks you for an extension, if you do that through the Resolution Center, it all displays as a dispute on the gig page. It comes up and says, someone has opened a dispute on your order. They get an email that says there's a dispute out for your arrest, whatever it is. It says dispute, and it's very controversial. It's very kind of tactile, fighting words, if you ask me. Dispute is a really bad word to put there. In other places, like at the top of the page, once you actually get there, it says a request has been opened, which I love. But yet elsewhere in notifications, in emails, and even on the gig page in the dashboard, it says dispute. So don't worry. It's nothing bad. It's just the way they classify everything related to the Resolution Center. It will say dispute. And you should maybe know that, so you can preface that with your buyers, that if you're going to send an extension for something, it may say dispute, but there is no dispute. This is a humble request that we extend the timeline, or whatever it may be. So just know that when you use the Resolution Center, you're going to be sending out a dispute. It's unfortunate. We're going to try to keep them to change this, finish the changing process. But for now, that's the way it is. So get that? Got it? Good. Another odd little quirk that I've noticed and should be fixed, but has not been fixed for years, I think, is a strange little relationship between attachments and the mobile app on Fiverr, the Fiverr mobile app, which I use all the time to check things when I'm out on the go, out on the road, maybe traveling a little bit. I can pop in, check some messages, make sure I stay up to date. And I'll often find people say, if you check the attached document, you'll see the plan for my video. And I look and see there's no attachment on that message. And I've often even said to the customer, hey, it doesn't look like you attached what you meant to attach. Can you please send that to me? But when I look at my desktop, the real desktop version of Fiverr, lo and behold, that attachment is there. So it is frustrating to know that people can send messages with attachments that are magically invisible on the Fiverr app. Now, I can't say for sure that I think all attachments are invisible on the Fiverr app because I believe I've seen some before. But oftentimes, I'll have people reference an attachment that's simply not there on the mobile app, but if you check the desktop version of the website, the full version, it's there. So before you fire off to a client and say, doesn't look like you attached anything, I didn't get anything, you may want to open a computer and check it for yourself. I get a lot of people asking me questions about running a Fiverr business on their phone alone, and this is why I would caution you not to do such a thing, because the app has quirks like this that make it difficult to use as your main kind of computing machine thingamabob for running a Fiverr business. You need a laptop. That's the best way to ensure you're getting everything. So know that sometimes attachments are sent successfully from a buyer to you, but they don't appear on the mobile app screen, and that can be frustrating. It's a little bit odd. Here's another odd little thing about the Fiverr mobile app. Did you know that Fiverr has an online feature where you can turn it on and people can see, oh, this person is online. There's a little green dot next to their profile picture. Oh, I can talk to them right now. They're right here. This is great. But it's all connected to the mobile app and whether or not your mobile app is open and running, and has nothing to do with that tab on your desktop that stays open all day. If you're a Fiverr seller and you're working a lot, you probably keep the Fiverr tab open all the time. You're probably available and online to chat with someone as soon as they need you. But unless you open the mobile app and click that little button, online, it doesn't show that you're online. To me, that's a little odd when the primary instrument for most sellers is a laptop. So there should be a button on there that either notices that we have the Fiverr tab open and are logged in, or gives us a little button to click that, yes, we're online and we can chat with people right now, because sometimes that encourages people to buy with you or chat with you right there immediately to answer their question. I think that would only make sense. Don't you? Yeah, I think it would make sense. Here's another thing that's quite odd. Fiverr takes commission on your tips. Now, this is not a diatribe against Fiverr. I love Fiverr. That's why I have this channel. It's changed my life, and I know a lot of you have seen great benefit from Fiverr. And I believe Fiverr deserves some sort of commission for ushering this relationship between buyer and seller together. I believe that is valid, and they should get that. However, once the initial transaction is done, I don't believe Fiverr deserves a piece of any gratuity that the buyer would like to give to a seller. I think that should be commission free. And I see maybe why they charge a commission on everything, because, someone might say, make a $10 purchase and a $200 tip, and then I don't pay commission on the $200 or whatever it is. But at the same time, it would be very complex to try to make that work, and it would make you look really shady anyway. So I think that they should just remove the commission that they're taking out of our tips. It's just an odd thing, but it is what it is. Most people are surprised by that. In fact, they all live on Twitter. You could just go look for their comments there, but you should know that happens. Don't be frustrated by it. Just say, that's a little odd. Head tilt, German Shepherd. That's strange. Thanks, Fiverr. Here's another one. This has always bothered me since the interface changed, but did you know that original buyer submitted requirements, the things that your buyers have to submit when they purchase your gig, are actually hidden on the gig page unless you hit a little tab that says Show Requirements? Did you know that? Well, if you didn't know that, they could be easy to miss. You could look at the gig page, you could see the clock, and you could see, boom, here's the first message from the buyer. But if they sent requests or requirements before that, it would be hidden from you on the order page. You have to click a tiny little green link that says Show Requirements. And once you've done that, then you can see all the requirements they submitted to start the gig. But until that, it's hidden. Why? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to save page space on the thread. I want to see everything when I go on a page. In fact, I've missed things before because people have sent them as requirements and they weren't shown. So just know you have to click that little button. It's a little bit odd, but it is the way things are, and you should know that, and maybe that'll help you. And then one more little thing that I think is odd is that buyers can request revisions on gigs endlessly. There is no limit to the amount of times they can hit that revision request button. Are you ready? No. Revision. Are you ready? No. Revision. They can do it as many times as they want, but they make us specify in many different ways how many edits are included in a project. Wouldn't it be nice? Maybe this is more of an idea than an oddity, but I think it's a little odd. Wouldn't it be cool if Fiverr simply made a variable where you could designate how many edits are included? So if you say 3 rounds of edits are included and the buyer could only hit that button 3 times, after that, the included revision requests are up and they can't request revisions anymore. I've seen it on occasion cause problems for people that the buyers can endlessly click that request a revision button. There's no end to how many times they can click it. I think there should be a limit. I think it's odd that the buyer has the power to constantly request more revisions and keep the seller from being paid. So this is my list. It may not be a long one. Maybe it is a long one. I don't know. This is my list of Fiverr oddities, things that are weird, things that I think could be improved, things that could change. So if you're watching this and you're from Fiverr, these are some great tips right from me as a top-rated seller and hopefully validated by my watchers, my viewers in the comments below. And that's really our question of the day is, how many of these oddities have you experienced and what was your reaction to them? Are there any other oddities that I'm missing? Please let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your experience. And I want to talk about more oddities for future videos because I think it's a good idea to talk about these weird little quirks, even though hopefully in the future they'll change. But we need to let each other know about these strange things so that we can use the platform better and ultimately better for our purposes of growing a business that we're proud of and one that we want to work in every single day in the near future. Maybe not for the rest of our lives, but for the rest of our working lives, something we can be proud of. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. Always glad you're here. If you're new, click the subscribe button. Maybe give me a thumbs up, even if you're not new, if you like this content. Really helps the channel. And as always, if you want to go deeper, there's exclusive video content over on Patreon waiting for you. Hours of backlogged exclusive content just like this that you can't see unless you're a Patreon insider. Go to patreon.com/DJYoung. You'll get access to all of it, and you can support this channel. This is all free content for you. So if you find value in it, maybe hop on over, throw a month or 2 of your support in, and it'll just help me to make more of this content, make it even better. So until next time, my name is Joel. Keep doing Fiverr sellers because the future favors the doers.